Hello, and welcome to another edition of This Week in K-Pop. I'm your host, Annie Oakley, and this week's new releases were top tier. On the 31st, Eunice released their first Japanese mini album with the single Gimme Summer. This is a flawless song. It's got a perfect summer sound, and you can tell that it was written with Japanese in mind, rather than being written for the Western market in Korean and then translated. That makes a huge difference, and it will pay off for these girls, I'm sure of it. Emotim debuted with Spark, which feels like a misnomer because there was not a single spark of positive emotion watching this. It's not bad at all, but it feels like it's missing something on the production end of things. The vocals aren't bad also, but they don't sound like they're mixed well. I'm all for using what you got, but even if the music video is lower budget, you should do justice to the song itself, as that's the main marketing point. Baby Monster dropped the music video for their song Moon, and as much as I like this song, it fully reminds me of Kepler's Killa if it was slowed down a bit, especially in the flow for the rapping. I wouldn't be surprised if the two songs shared production crews because this isn't something you come across accidentally. But as I have said in the past as well, I prefer Baby Monster when they're following their own sound and not the YG one, so this is a occasional skip for me. 17's Dino as his persona Picholin debuted with Party Rock Rock, a music video filled with so much thought you might miss it if you don't know what to look for. Both his parents and his grandmothers made appearances, as well as Connie? Maybe she's the choreographer? I don't know. Either way, this is such a fun song, and you can tell Gino really had fun putting all this together. Red Velvet came back with Surfin' Boy to murder yet another unsuspecting man. The visuals of this music video are insane, and their styling has never looked better. That being said, I'm not a huge fan of this EP, though I do think Surfin' Boy is the best song on it. It feels like a setup for a repackage with some stronger songs. TWS returned with the Japanese release Soda Soda, and there's really not much more I can say. The music video is youthful and fresh, if not a little existential in places. It's TWS as they have been since their debut, which I think is rare these days. They're staying true to their sound without recycling old material. Bumzu has somehow mastered his craft in production, truly. Former Cherry Bullet member Ji-won made her solo debut with Call Me Up. Much to the dismay of her fans, the music video for this song is fully AI generated. Considering how much work would have gone into choreographing this, it's a genuine shame you can't see any of that in the music video. She sounds great though, and hopefully her company cuts that shit out for her future releases. Cube's newest boy group, Nows, came out not only with a disco sound, but the styling to match. I can't really remember a time in recent K-pop history where a boy group has done this, which makes it so much better. Achilles is well done from top to bottom, and I hope they expand on this for future comebacks. Starship's newest boy group, Ain, debuted, and I fully missed the memo that this was intended to be a Japanese release. Regardless, this song is very solid, and it hooked me from the beginning. It feels like a sister song to Close Your Eyes' X, and I mean that in the best way, because I personally love this sound. And Wib's comeback Cherry Pie reminded me so much of the charm that lies in smaller budget music videos. The song isn't that standout to me, but I can see the potential here. A relatively calm upcoming week for releases, apparently. Artemis and Stray Kids will drop new music today, so we'll have thoughts on that next week. Kiki and Wavy then return on the 10th. A-Pink's Unji returns on the 11th, followed by Hearts to Heart's Japanese debut on the 12th. Likewise, truly slim pickings for the idol acting news this month. Girls' Generation's Soo Young and Jung-hwa are starring in the movie OK Madam 2, which comes out on the 12th. And you can catch Pentagon member Hong Sok starring in the BL web series Play Me, airing now as well. Some tours slipped under our radar, so apologies for that. Cordis is currently touring, though I sure do hope they've changed their setlist to feature more songs. Rolling Quartz is also touring America now. aespa kicks off their Sync Complexity tour today in Seoul, and they'll be making their way to North America in September. Omega X starts the NA leg of their No Limit tour on the 13th. Pentagon's Kino is taking his free Kino tour to South America starting on the 14th. And One Pack starts the NA leg of their tour on the 18th. The tickets for those shows are available on the Hello Live website. Only good news this week. Disbanded girl group Gugudan announced their return, slated for September to celebrate their 10th debut anniversary. This news is surprising considering how unceremoniously they were disbanded. Gugudan debuted in 2016, and despite initial popularity, due in part to members Mina and Sejong being a part of IOI, they entered a period of minimal activity only 2 years later. Following that, Jellyfish announced their disbandment after only 4 years in 2020. Sejong was still signed at Jellyfish until this year, so we can assume she had some sort of positive relationship with the company still, and outside of the current trend of anniversary projects, maybe that influenced the decision to do this? Or maybe Mina and Sejong realized how much they missed the idol life and wanted to bring the group back together. Either way, I'm here for it. Cube's forgotten girl group Lightsum was announced to be re-debuting as a Japanese-style group. In addition, they'll appear in Abima's docuseries Re-Idol, which will follow them as they prepare for this new venture. Normally, this kind of announcement would be met with ire, but Cube has a bad habit of just dropping their groups when they want to focus on something new. So, them instead doubling down and actually investing in Lightsum this time around is a welcome change. I really hope this will be good for them and maybe help them reach the level of stardom these girls are clearly committed to achieve. Top actor and former Astro member Cha Eun-woo has filed an appeal against the National Tax Service after paying 13 billion won, or 10 million, in back taxes. If you're unfamiliar with this story, in January of this year, news broke that the idol/actor was involved in tax evasion. The amount claimed to be owed was closer to 20 billion won at the time, avoided by way of his mom allegedly routing his income from Fantasia through a separate corporation. Fantasia responded that the issue was a matter of their taxation status rather than any intentional wrongdoing. But the language used in reporting this matter was heavily biased against Eun-woo, and even now articles are painting him exercising his right as a South Korean citizen as privileged. Fans speculated that the tone surrounding the story was intentional in order to distract from another high-profile case involving a certain producer/CEO and several lawsuits. Regardless, he deserves to get the best outcome for this considering how they tried to bury him over something relatively small. And that's it for this week in K-pop. Check out our new weekly playlist and let me know in the comments how you feel about our top pick of the week, Eunice's Gimme Summer. As always, like, subscribe, share, and follow our socials. See you next week. Peace.